Welcome back to Golf Xtra. A big matter of contention in the LIV PGA debate has been whether or not LIV players will be allowed status in the official World Golf Rankings, OWGR, which has a significant impact on player status and ability to participate in major championships. Recently, this matter was the subject of a decision by the OWGR, and it elicited plenty of reactions from LIV golfers and other officials alike. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now let's get right into OWGR's big decision regarding LIV Golf. For as long as LIV Golf has been in existence, they have been denied the opportunity to earn official World Golf Rankings points for their efforts within LIV tournaments. This has caused significant pushback from those within LIV, who have consistently appealed the decision and claimed that OWGR is treating them unfairly. Even so, though, when OWGR reviewed their protocol recently, they decided that LIV players still should not receive points towards their world rankings for LIV tournaments. Pete Dawson, chairman of the OWGR board, said after the decision regarding these LIV players, "We are not at war with them. This decision not to make them eligible is not political. It is entirely technical. LIV players are self-evidently good enough to be ranked. They're just not playing in a format where they can be ranked equitably with the other 24 tours and thousands of players trying to compete on them." He did express a need to find a way to include the LIV tournaments, but emphasized the differences between LIV and traditional tournaments, both in terms of playing format and the nature of the overall roster, saying, "Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, of course they should be in the ranking. We need to find a way to get that done. I hope that LIV can find a solution, not so much their format, that can be dealt with through a mathematical formula, but the qualification and relegation." The decision prompted derision from those on the PGA Tour side, including pro golfer Trevor Immelman, who said on Twitter, "If I were going to start a pro golf tour and I decided that I wanted my tour to have world ranking points available for the players, I'd probably at the outset make sure that my tour did whatever the world ranking organization required in order to comply." However, Phil Mickelson, LIV's foremost spokesman, quickly hit back at Immelman in his own Twitter post where he said, "Trevor, LIV was never going to get points. Why? 1, it's a monopoly run by all the governing bodies. 2, the PGA Tour TV contract is based on OWGR criteria for them to get all their money. 3, they would lose leverage in negotiations if LIV got points. And 4, last but not least, the Tour has borrowed against the TV deal. If they don't hit their benchmarks and don't get all their TV money from CBS, they will have an immediate capital call. Don't believe me? Ask Sean McManus." After another user on the platform accused Mickelson of whining, he responded by saying, "Stating facts isn't whining. I don't care if LIV ever gets points. This is move 6 in a long game of chess. You won't believe moves 32 through 37. That's when it really gets good." Another user suggested, "So it's nothing to do with the fact that you play 54 holes with no cut, no eligibility, no points? Simple as that." And Mickelson immediately hit back saying, "Nope, that's just their public excuse so they can protect each organization. A lot of people believe it too. Can't blame them though, because people like you simply don't have all the facts. That's why I'm sharing them with you now. You're welcome." Phew. Mickelson certainly had a lot to say on the subject, but he wasn't the only one. At a LIV event in Saudi Arabia, LIV golfer Bryson DeChambaeu's also commented on the decision, saying, "It's just been par for the course, unfortunately. I think at this point in time now that they're not allowing it, we would love to find another way to be integrated into the major championship system, since I think we have some of the best players in the world. Top 12 on the money list at the end of the year or the points list at the end of the year would be, I think, obvious for the major championships to host the best players in the world at those 4 events each year." However, while DeChambeau felt unhappy with the OWGR ruling, he still said that he felt comfortable with his decision to move over to LIV Golf, saying, "It's honestly sad that they've done that, and people are going to say that it's sad that we came over here. But look, this is an amazing opportunity for every one of us. I think we've told that narrative quite a bit, and we want to continue to change and grow the game in places like Saudi Arabia, like Singapore, like Australia. Numerous places we've been all throughout this year, and we're going to continue to do so over the course of time." Other LIV golfers weighed in, including former number 1 Dustin Johnson, who said, "I feel like you can't really use the OWGR world ranking system anymore. That's my take on it. Hard to use the world ranking system if you're excluding 48 guys that are good players. The rankings are skewed. Doesn't really affect me as it does some of the other guys. I want the points for the other guys." Like Johnson said, The OWGR ranking points are the most important for those LIV players who otherwise wouldn't be eligible for PGA tournaments. As it is now, players like DJ are already eligible for most majors on the basis of exemptions from previous success. Aussie LIV golfer Cam Smith also commented on the OWGR rankings, saying, "I think they are almost obsolete now. We've got some guys out here who are playing some of the best golf in the world, and they're outside the top 100, 200 in the world. It's pretty ridiculous." Longtime golf villain Patrick Reed also added his input, saying, "Obviously, it's disappointing. Until the actual world ranking reflects the actual top players in the world, then to me, it's just kind of a broken system. Just because we play on a different tour, it shouldn't matter." Even some non-stars commented on the matter from within LIV, with longtime pro Richard Bland tying everything together by saying, "For DJ and Cam and Brooks and those guys, who I understand are exempt for majors probably for the foreseeable future, that doesn't last forever. And to not have those guys playing in majors is not right. Doesn't matter where you play your golf, the world rankings should show that, and it doesn't. I don't know how you get around that. Disappointing because you're just robbing the golf fan, maybe in a few years' time, of the best players playing in the biggest tournaments, and that's what it should be." So by now, you've heard plenty of complaints from LIV's players regarding the OWGR decision. But what have they said about potential solutions to the issue? One example came back in April 2023 when Phil Mickelson said about the issue, "We have to come up with a qualifying mechanism that's inclusive. And if the OWGR isn't going to be inclusive, then they have to find another way. Maybe they take the top 5 or top 10 in LIV's individual point standings or winners on LIV. They're going to have to find a way to get the best LIV players in their field if they want to have the best field in golf and be what major championships are all about. So they're already looking at that." He expressed confidence that things would be sorted out eventually, though, saying, "It's going to all iron itself out because if you're one of the majors, if you're the Masters, you're not looking at we should be keeping these guys out. You're saying to yourself, we want to have the best field. We want to have the best players, and these guys added a lot to the tournament this year at the Masters. How do we get them included?" Bubba Watson had another, much simpler idea around the same time, saying, "If that means the PGA Tour gets 60 to 75 guys from their tour to be in every major, great. And if that means 10 to 15 of our guys at the end of the year, whoever has the most points get in the majors, great. Forget world ranking points. Just who is the best in your tour and our league and go from there." While that solution certainly seems simple enough, in practice, we think things will have to be somewhat more complicated. How? That will remain one of golf's biggest questions for now. Comment with your thoughts and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. We'll catch you in the next one.